So good evening, everyone, and welcome. It's fantastic to see so many people. You have been all very active over the last 2 days, actually, yesterday and today. And we are thrilled to have you all here. As you know, as part of this every year's spring meetings, we have the opportunity to gather here for a GNF session where we want to present you some latest developments, some forecasts, some opportunities to network and to discuss. And we are very pleased to have you here today. We have also a very exciting program today, filled with very interesting things, not only work-related, also some entertainment we will have, thanks to our partners. But I cannot kick off without asking the IAF President, Gabriela Arrigo, to address you with a welcome. As you know, she has been inaugurated in the IEC in Sydney last October, and since then she has been extremely active already and supporting the Federation to bring it forward. So Gabriela, please, the floor is yours for your welcome.
So, dear colleagues, dear friends, it's such a pleasure to be here today with all of you. The IAF spring meetings are always a special time for the Federation, allowing us connect and exchange ideas and views. So after so many exchanges by email and remote meetings, finally we are together here in person. As you know, the IAF spring meetings are an annual tradition, but this year the event is special because we celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Federation. This milestone is crucial because it offers us the opportunity to step back and reflect on the founding principles of the Federation. It reminds us of our origins and the collaborative spirit that guided our activities through the years. IAF was established during the Cold War and was created to provide a neutral and trusted platform for dialogue and fostering international cooperation in a time of division. So 75 years later, we remain committed to our mission. While political and economic tensions continue to shape our world, our purpose endures with the same spirit to promote dialogue and cooperation among all space actors globally, without limit, exclusion, or discrimination. Our legacy demonstrates our commitment through very concrete actions. The IC successfully brings together more than 6,000 space stakeholders each year, creating a space for collaboration across diverse actors. Initiatives like the IAF Global Space Leaders Summit unites more than 48 of space agencies and institutions. The IAF International Meeting for Ministers and Members of Parliament gathers politicians and decision makers with the ministers and parliamentary representatives from various countries. All these activities reinforced the role of the Federation and showed its ability to be a space facilitator within the international community. Nevertheless, we recognize that there is much more work to be done. We are convinced that the strength of our capabilities lies in the strength of working together for the space future. A future that demands more and more our responsibility and our awareness through international cooperation for peaceful purposes. So, thank you. so much for being here today and for sharing this principle with us.
Thank you very much, Gabriela. You have mentioned the Federation is celebrating this year's our 75th anniversary. And the history and the development of the Federation is a success story. And this success story would not have been possible without the tireless work of so many volunteers. And I see all of you here gathered, and I would like to express our sincere thanks to you for your work in the interest of the Federation, bringing new successes to fruition, to our hosts of our events. Thank you very much, and we look forward, of course, for another 75 years to come to continue our success story. I would also like to recognize and remind you that we have selected new vice presidents at the IAC in Sydney last year, and most of them are actually here. Do I see Nicole Koleva? No. I see Yusuf Kiraj, of course, here. And very special acknowledgement to David Spencer, who is here in the first row. You know him, you have seen him, you will see him later. His portfolio covers actually a huge amount of work, technical activities, so he is really trying to keep the whole technical program together, which is a task by itself. But he is also responsible for the portfolio of Global Networking Forum. And as such, of course, he is contributing to this event, but mostly, of course, to the IEC GNF program and also to the GNF program at the global conferences. So thanks a lot, David, for the great cooperation with you. Please give him a round of applause. Now we are looking ahead. What's going on this year in terms of IEC? You know, in October, we will gather in the beautiful city of Antalya in Turkey for the IEC that is hosted by the Turkish Space Agency. And of course, we have representatives, many representatives of the local organizing committee here. And we are kicking off actually this GNF with an exciting keynote given by the IPC co-chair for the IEC in Antalya, Arif Karabeyoglu. And the title of his keynote will be Growing Importance of Dynamic Space Operations, Need for Green, Affordable In-Space Propulsion. So it's a bit technical, but we are at the right audience here. Arif, please.
Thank you, Christian, very much. And it's a long name and it's very technical. I am going to be boring you for about 10, 12 minutes. And after that, there'll be fantastic entertainment. So I promise that. I'll keep it short and sweet. Okay. So the whole thing really started in 1990s, and I was a young engineer. In 1990s, our dream was essentially to come up with low-cost, cost-effective launch vehicles so that we can take humanity to space in a relatively cost-effective way. We just couldn't achieve it. We tried to do it with new technologies, but that didn't pan out. But it happened in 2020s. It happened pretty much due to Falcon 9, SpaceX's Falcon 9 system. And they achieved it not through new technologies, but they achieved it through essentially vertical integration, new business models, and doing things in a cost-effective way. They increased the rate so much, and reusability as well, but the rate of launch has increased so much, the frequency has increased so much that it became cost-effective. In fact, last year, they've done 165 launches with Falcon 9. That's a fantastic number. Okay, and the rideshare opportunities, you may have used their rideshare, so it's been really, really good. It's going beyond that. In fact, what is coming up is very impressive. Starship, obviously, very large capability, but there are many other capabilities there. What are those capabilities? Many companies, including Relativity, Rocket Lab, and ISAR, the European company. I can name many more companies like that, which means that there is going to be low cost, relatively low cost, and fast access to space. Okay, so that's coming as well. So what is the end result? End result is this. This is the number of satellites over the years. It started with one in 1957, Sputnik, right? Now it is in 10,000s. When I look at a curve like that, I'm essentially a propulsion engineer. I've worked with a lot with energetic materials. When I look at something like that, I call this an explosion. There's in fact an explosion in space. Explosion in capacity and essentially capability. So it's going to go higher and higher, it seems like. And they expect 100,000 satellites in 10 years, right? And it could be more than that. Elon Musk is talking about 1 million. We don't know what's going to happen. But what is the end result? The end result is actually this. A lot of satellites, a lot of junk in space. In fact, following our team in Antalya, we can say that space needs more space in the very near future. We can say that. I think this could be the team for the next couple of years for IAC. I bet we'll get there. So how can we handle this situation? The way to handle it is actually through operations in space, what we call dynamic space operations. And dynamic space operations will allow you to take your satellites into emptier orbits. It will allow you to service your satellites, extend their lifetimes, and it will allow you to essentially clean up the space. So that's what we expect that's going to happen. We also will probably have a lot of deep space missions as well, especially the lunar missions. So in the future, there is going to be near future in space. The big opportunity is essentially doing operations in space, which means that you need to move in space from one orbit into another orbit. And to achieve that, you need an engine. You need the motor to do that. And that is propulsion, as we call it. That's my subject, so I'm very excited about that for the next 5 to 10 years in space. There are a lot of what we call orbital transfer vehicles right now. These orbital transfer vehicles actually take other people's satellites or their own satellites into different orbits. There are many companies doing that. I'm not gonna read out the names, but all of these companies are using different propulsion systems, and they're cost-effective and green propulsion systems, as they call it. There is one company that I'm gonna highlight here because I'm involved in that, Fergani. It's a company involved with orbital transfer vehicles as well, and it's based in Istanbul. We're doing a different kind of propulsion we call hybrid rocket propulsion. Okay, just a few words about hybrid rocket propulsion because I spent my entire career working on hybrids. Hybrids is not a new propulsion technology. It's in fact as old as the rocketry itself. It was first used by Obert in 1930s, but it never matured as liquids or solids, as we call them, liquid and solid propulsion technologies. It uses liquid oxidizer like oxygen, or nitrous oxide, laughing gas, and solid fuel. And the solid fuel could be anything, including this little desk. So it could be polymers or anything like that. In fact, we like to burn candle, okay? So what is the advantages of a hybrid? The big advantage of a hybrid is the simplicity. Since the oxidizer and fuel are in two different phases, they cannot mix and form an explosive mixture. In fact, I can fire a hybrid rocket motor in this very room, safely and legally. You just couldn't do that with a liquid or a solid. In fact, I've done that at my classes at Stanford University, and I've done it safely with the students. So that is the big advantage. What is the end result of that? The end result is cost effectiveness in development and also the recurring cost-wise. So this makes hybrids, the green aspect and simplicity and safety makes hybrids very suitable for the future of in-space propulsion systems. In fact, the company that I mentioned, Fergani, actually did develop an orbital transfer vehicle, and that orbital transfer vehicle was tested in space last year, a couple months ago, and that was the first firing of a hybrid rocket engine in space. We took a satellite from 500-kilometer orbit, lowered orbit, to a 1,200-kilometer orbit, which is very close to what we call the Von Allen belt, where the radiation becomes very significant. Okay, so that has been done. And the propellants are fairly green. Those are the things that we use in our daily lives, like the shampoo boxes, okay? Or when you go to dentists, they apply you what we call the laughing gas, right? That's essentially what we're using. So they're essentially materials that we use in our daily lives. You can say that. Let me switch gear. It's the same topic, but it's a different application now. We're going to be talking about Turkish Lunar Research Program. Turkey is actually right now sending a probe to the moon, okay? And the idea is they're going to take us to the low Earth orbit. Actually, it's an energetic orbit, not that low. It's a high energy orbit, we can call that. And we're going to fire our own engine, hybrid rocket engine, to take us to the moon. So that is the idea. And then we're going to fire again to put ourselves into the lunar orbit. We're going to stay there for about 3 months to 6 months, do some science, and then fire again the third time to essentially do a hard landing on the lunar surface. So that is the mission. Okay, 2 companies are involved, Tubitak Space doing the spacecraft, and the Delta V Corporation is doing the hybrid rocket propulsion. This is the system. This is spacecraft. This is a big one. We're talking about 3.5 tons of a spacecraft. It's one of the largest things going to the moon nowadays, okay? And it's going to be launched right after IAC, hopefully the first quarter of 2027. So that's what the plan is. The hybrid rocket propulsion technology will also be used for this. It is a little bit larger than what Fergani company used, but it's the same idea. It utilizes a green propellant combination, and the flight model is ready to go. It's about to be integrated to the essentially spacecraft itself. And the idea is not take us to the moon, but to develop a technology and show it in space so it can be marketed to the rest of the world. So that's the whole idea. Okay, so that's what we're doing. This is kind of a video that is showing the test site very close to the Black Sea area in Istanbul, and our engineers are integrating our spacecraft propulsion system. One advantage of essentially in-space propulsion is aerodynamics doesn't play a role, which means that the tanks can be wrapped around the motor. Okay, so that is what you're seeing. The tanks are around the motor. It's aerodynamically fairly ugly system. We're actually doing a test. We're going to be rotating the engine to simulate a rotating spacecraft in case we want to rotate it. So that's what you're seeing. The challenge with an in-space propulsion system is the burn time. We have to burn it for so long, in this case more than 300 seconds. The internal insulation has to stand that long burn time, and we've achieved that. So anyway, so that is pretty much what I can show you. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get you hopefully to the last slide. And I'm going to introduce you now to the fun part of the presentation, GNC, the musicians. They're going to be playing some classical Turkish music, 2 instruments. They're very classical and well-known in Turkish theaters. If we can invite them to the stage, that would be wonderful. Otherwise, I'll have to play, and you don't want that. Okay.
Je vais juste peut-être présenter le ney en français. Alors, voilà, je joue un instrument, une flûte traditionnelle de la Turquie, qui s'appelle ney, N-E-Y. Et on peut le trouver dans tout le Moyen-Orient. Et c'est la version turque, parce qu'il y a une embouchure. En fait, l'embouchure fait la flûte oblique. Et par exemple, en Syrie, on joue aussi le ney, mais en fait, les joueurs du ney de Syrie, en fait, ils doivent le poser le ney entre les dents. En Iran aussi, entre les dents. Et puis, pour ça, parfois, ils vont chez les dentistes pour tailler les dents. Du coup, moi, voilà, j'ai pas besoin de ça. Vous avez... Voilà, j'ai un bon
So I'm going to translate very quickly what she just said for everyone. She's playing a very traditional flute. And the thing that is very particular about this flute is that you have to put your teeth against it, which means that some players actually go to the dentist to make their teeth adapted to the instrument.
It's not easy to find dentists here in France.
It's the complicated part. So, firstly, it's a great pleasure to be here with you this evening. We will present examples from Turkish music shaped in Istanbul and influenced by many civilizations living together in the lands of the Ottoman Empire. First, we will perform a Hijaz instrumental piece by the 19th century Ottoman Sultan Abdulaziz Han, followed by 2 works by Ismail Dede Efendi on...
Master.
Yeah. master composer. A little pose, musical pose. aşıkım ben sana. Şu karşıki dağda bir yeşil çadır. Şu karşıki dağda bir yeşil çadır. Çadırın içinde bir civan yatır. Çadırın içinde bir civan yatır. O civan bilmiyor hiç gönül hatır. O civan bilmiyor hiç gönül hatır. Leyla'nın aşkına dağlar mekanım. Sevda ne müşkülah yanar ağlarım. Leyla'nın aşkına dağlar mekanım. Sevda ne müşkülah yanar ağlarım. Thank you very much. And now we will perform Uzun ince bir yoldayım by Aşık Veysel, a folk poet and minstrel who lived in the 20th century. This song reflects on the journey of life with its challenges and its inevitable end. Uzun ince bir yoldayım. Gidiyorum gündüz gece. Bilmiyorum ne haldayım. Gidiyorum gündüz gece, gündüz gece, gündüz gece, gündüz gece. Hey. Bilmiyorum ne haldayım. Gidiyorum gündüz gece, gündüz gece, gündüz gece, gündüz gece. Hey. Şaşar ve sel iş bu hale. Gah ağlaya gahi güle. Yetişmek için menzile gidiyorum gündüz gece, gündüz gece, gündüz gece, gündüz gece. Yetişmek için menzile gidiyorum gündüz gece, gündüz gece, gündüz gece, gündüz gece. And the last song. We will end our program with one of the well-known melodies. Many cultures has this melody in its own language. And here is the Turkish version. Üsküdar'a giderken. And during the performance, there will be a vocal improvisation known in our tradition as gazel. Üsküdar'a giderken aldı da bir yağmur. Üsküdar'a giderken aldı da bir yağmur. Katibimin setresi uzun eteği çamur. Katibimin setresi uzun eteği çamur. Katip uykudan uyanmış gözleri mahmura. Katip uykudan uyanmış gözleri mahmur. Katip benim, ben katibin eline karışır. Katibime kolalı da gömlek ne güzel yaraşır. Katip benim, ben katibin eline karışır. Katibime kolalı da gömlek ne güzel yaraşır. Lal olursun söylesem bir fıkra tabı, sineden aman
sineden aman bir sahife açsam ağlarsın kitabı sineden of benim ben katibin eline karışır katibime kolalı da gömlek ne güzel yaraşır katip benim ben katibin eline karışır katibime kolalı da gömlek ne güzel yaraşır.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Pelin Hanım, Mustafa Bey. Thank you. Thank you so much. After this mesmerizing musical, fantastic musical thing from old Anatolia, let's get back to Antalya, okay? I'm just going to show you 1 minute, I promise, just 1 minute long video of Antalya, and then we'll be done. Thank you. Very good, thank you. Hope to see you all in Antalya. Okay, thank you.